and all the fantastic team for setting up this first event, probably the first of a long series. 5 years ago, when I moved to UK, almost 5 years ago, as a tech enthusiast, I was amazed by the UK tech scene. I mean, that was incredible. And I started to compare that with the Italian counterparts. And I could quickly realize the weakness that we had in Italy in terms of startups, the VC capital, the possibilities. And we definitely had a very underdeveloped VC platforms. There was major difficulties for scaling up. But we had a very strong tradition of entrepreneur. The Italians, they like to start business. And very dynamic founders and very talented people, thanks also to our very good university and general education system. But we had a bit of provincialism. That's what I noticed in our founders. They were too much focused on Italy. And it is not enough to be focused only on one country or to bet your company just on one single market. And I say, okay, what shall we do? What can we do as an embassy here? And we launched exactly 4 years ago, September 2018, a series of events which is called Italy for Innovations. We're up to 24 events, almost one every 2 months. And we launched that, as a platforms for having, tech people meeting up from the 2 countries. And also as a way to promote the Italian tech ecosystem, to tell what was good in our country, and how to bring Italian founders here to be immersed in this much more progressive, much more evolved ecosystem. And as a final objective was to attract investments into Italy and into Italian companies. So it is a big peculiar position we have now as we as an Italian government, and this gives me the possibility just to say that I believe that at least in Europe we need governments to take a position. We need government to do their own part. It's not enough. Probably something you don't need to do in the US. I mean, if you look at the history of the VC capitalism back, from late 50s in the U.S. I mean, there was no particular role by governments, but we are some years, actually some decades behind, and we have been doing much in my country in easing the way, the procedure to start a startup. There are many accelerators, incubators that were not there before. And we also introduced some schemes to have tax deductions, so they're helping capital flowing into new companies. Probably the biggest things we were able to do was to create a government-backed VC. Which it is today approximately 3.5 billion euros, which is operate both as a funds of funds or as a direct funds. This is something that we never had before, and I think we needed because the private markets were not able to scale up to that volume of money you need. So there is definitely a role by governments, at least in Europe, especially in Southern Europe. And because of these risk aversions. And let me just conclude by saying that this is the reason why we are also here in this conference together with Filippo and the Italian Trade Commission, which is part, of course, of the Italian Embassy. And at the same time, as we speak, there is another program, which is the Global Startup Program, which is run with money from the Italian Foreign Ministry, run by the Italian Trade Agency. So we have a numbers of Italian startups here in London, try to mature, trying to understand from a more mature market how you grow. And 3 of them are actually going to pitch in a minute. Before we leave the stage to the startups, I asked the judge to present themselves. Maybe moving up here to the stage, tell you who you are, and so the people can see you better.
Just in case someone is not happy with the results, they know who to hold. So let me come out and show my face. Good to meet everyone. It's been a pleasure being here. I'm Obi. I'm Senior Manager and Head of the Health Work at the Creative Destruction Lab at Oxford. I'm based at the Side Business School. CDL is a deep tech accelerator out of the University of Oxford, and we work with founders in health, climate, fintech, and AI. So I'm very excited to see all of the companies that are showcasing today, and all the best to everyone. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Quentin. I'm working for Joint Capital, which is a Berlin-based VC fund investing all across Europe in what we call industrial tech, which basically means for us any complex technology with industrial applications, whether we're talking about manufacturing, logistics, engineering. The reason why we're focusing on this is that most of our LPs are strongly tied to industrial companies back in Germany, and so our philosophy is to invest in startups that can benefit from this network to get potential customers, more specifically invest in startups outside of Germany who can use this network to address the German market. That's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for having me, and excited to see the pitches.
Our last judge.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trisha. I'm an investor at Seraphim. Seraphim is a space tech-focused VC fund, which is pretty exciting. We invest across the space ecosystem, and our definition of space is quite broad. So it's satellites and rockets and all of that fun stuff. But equally, it's anything that relies on space-based data, connectivity, or assets in space. So that can mean IoT, insurance, weather forecasting, quantum, and equally in-space manufacturing and space stations. So pretty much everything that you can think of that might have something to do with space. We also run an early stage accelerator for pre-Series A companies that are looking to sort of break into the sector. So quick introduction to me, and looking forward to the pitches. Thank you.